is limitless, uh, and what appears the limit of knowledge is not the limit. There is much knowledge yet to be acquired. This is my son, my own telemakers, um, to whom I leave the sceptre and the isle. Well loved of me, discerning to fulfill this labor, by slow prudence to make mild a rugged people, and through soft degrees subdue them to the useful and the good. The poet says that this is my son, my own telemakers. The Ulysses introduces his own son Telemachus. He tells his companions that that his son Telemachus, uh, he, he he introduces his son Telemachus to his companions, and he tells them that he would leave the responsibilities of the throne and island uh, on the shoulders of his son, who is well beloved of him, and who is wise enough and who has prudence to make the uncivilized people of his island by slowly uh, in gentle persons, or means he has a capacity to subdue these uncivilized people and enable and make them to be useful and good. Most blameless is he, centered in the sphere of common duties, descent not to fail. uh, he says that he says that his son is blameless, and he is perfect in soldering the common duties of household uh, in offices of tenderness, and pay a melt adoration to my household gods, and he would be able to pay homage, adoration and prayers to his ancestral gods when I am gone. He Ulysses will be no when Ulysses would be no more, his son would be able to offer prayers to their ancestral gods. He works his I mine. He says that Telemachus will do his work, that is the work of taking responsibilities of the island, and I mine means he will go on a new journey. There gloom the dark broad seas, my mariners. There gloom the dark broad seas, my mariners, souls that have toiled and wrought and thought with me, that ever with a frolic welcome took the thunder and the sunshine, and opposed free hearts, free foreheads. You and I are old. Old age hath yet his honor and his toil. Death closes all, but something before the end. Ulysses now addresses to his companions, um, who had been his companion uh, on various adventures um, before his returning to uh, his home island Ithaca. He says that there lies the port. The vessel puffs her sail. He indicates towards the port, and the vessel or boat uh, whose sails are puffing. They gloom the dark broad seas, my mariners. He says to these mariners, his companions, that there is a gloom, there is a dark broad sea, souls that have toiled and wrought and thought with me. He says that they had toiled, they had worked and faced all difficult situations with him, that ever with a frolic welcome took the thunder and the sunshine. They enjoyed happiness and they faced difficult situations and sufferings along with Ulysses, and opposed the free hearts and free heads. You and I are old. Old age hath yet his honor and his toil. Death closes all, but something before the end. Some work of noble not may yet be done. He says that he says that Ulysses says that he and his companion have become old, and old, but old has its own uh, good qualities. Uh, Death finishes all things, but they have to do some noble work before they die, not unbecoming men that strove with gods. The lights begin, and it is worthy of the people who have fought uh, against brave warriors in the battlefields. So it is worthy of them to go on a new journey and seek on adventures and seek knowledge and experience. The lights begin to twinkle from the rocks. The the long day wanes and the slow moon climbs. The poet Ulysses says that the light begins to twinkle. The light in the sky, evening. It is the time of evening, and the light begins to twinkle from the rocks. And on the hill, uh, light begins to glimmer from the houses which are built at various places on the hills. The long day wanes, and the long day wanes, and the day has come to an end. The slow moon climbs, and the moon slowly has risen in the sky. The deep, the deep, the deep mourns, the deep mourns round with many voices, and the sea is making a mourning sound. Uh, come, come, my friends. This no, this not. This is not too late to seek a newer world. He addresses to his friends and says to them that it is not too late to go on a adventurous journey and find new world. Push off and sitting well in order, smite the sounding furrows, for my purpose holds to sail beyond the sunset and the baths of all the western stars until I die. He addresses his companions to push off the sea, sitting well in order, smite the sounding furrows, for my purpose holds to sail beyond the sunset. And he wants to go westward. He wants to go towards west direction, uh, and the paths of all the western stars until I die. It may be that the gulfs may will wash us down. It may be we shall touch the happy isles and see the great Achilles. He says that it may be possible that in the sea they may drown due to some storm or some another problem, and it may be possible if if they drowned in water uh, during this journey. uh, it may be possible that they will reach the happy isles. The happy isles is known as island where the spirits of great persons, great warriors, um, revive. See the great Achilles, and if he would if he will die on on the seas, and he will reach happy isles, then he will be able to see Achilles, the great the great warrior. whom they knew in the battlefield of Troy. Though much is taken, much abides, and though we are not now that strange which in old age moved earth and heaven, that which we are one equal temper of heroic hearts. He says that they have become old, and they now they don't have the strength which they had in old days, uh, when they were able to move an earth with their strength. Now they have become old and weak, but one equal temper of heroic hearts, um, and weak by time and fate, but strong in will to strive, to seek, to find, and not to yield. Although they have become weak in body, in physical strength, but they are strong in their spirit, in their hearts, and although they have become weak by time and fate, but they are strong in their will and their determination, and they want to strive, to seek, to find, and not to yield, and they are determined to strive, to work hard, and to seek new lands, and find knowledge and experience, and they are determined not to yield. So in this poem, Ulysses addresses his mariners and companions to start on a new journey and to find as much knowledge and as they can acquire, and as much experience they can acquire on this journey. So the Ulysses is the life of the the calm life at home in Ithaca does not suit him. His spirit yearns for knowledge and experience and adventure. So he wants to go on a new journey, and for this purpose he motivates his companions to follow him in this journey. Thank you.